Happy Monday, everyone. Welcome back to the show. And our show today is brought to you by Vermeulen's Home Furnishings. They're in their third generation of being family owned and operated. Thank you to Vermeulen's for helping us bring you today's show. I also want to tell you about the Center for Family Health, and you can be a flu fighter, especially this time of year. Get your flu shot. Call 517-748-5500 or visit the walk-in clinic. The Center for Family Health has been opening the door to healthcare for all for more than 30 years.
And I'm blessed this morning to introduce one of probably the most influential mentors in my life, Mr. Ron Ellison from American Title Company. How are you?
Good morning.
What
Thank
an
you.
introduction.
I know, that's
Pretty big deal.
tough. That's tough to follow.
Very.
But see, I'm going to give it back to her because brokerage house, Bob Simmons, in my world, you know what I think about Bob, and Bob's had a lot of influence on me, so yes.
Well, I'm glad because it's just been able to recycle back to me
Yeah.
because I still, 12 or 13 years that Ron and I have worked together, I still call him once a week, once every 2 weeks and say, educate me, teach me.
Yeah.
What is this? And it's always evolving.
It is evolving.
And I think both the brokerage house and American Title, something they have in common is just that good old-fashioned customer service. You know, touch it, feel it, something tangible.
Right.
But we have to introduce and keep evolving, adding innovation. So talk to us a little bit about how you keep that good old-fashioned customer service with all the changes in the world.
Well, you adapt to your environment, and you've got to remember how you got there. I mean, in my world, you see it. In your world, you see it. Everybody comes out and they think everything is technology. But you can still have technology, but every now and then when I see the email or whatever, I still pick up the phone because it's there are certain things. An email can be misunderstood the way you type it, so you cannot forget how you got there. And yeah, we need technology, and things are a lot better and a lot simpler, but it's like my front desk. I will never have an automated phone system.
Right.
I'm going to have somebody answer the phone and try to help you. So it's
especially in your business. I mean,
Right.
people want that reassurance
Yeah.
of hearing from an actual person, right?
Yeah. Well, and I think it makes the difference. It's why American Title is our go-to, and so many people here in town. One of the things that I want to tell the viewers is, what does American Title do? What is title insurance, and why do we need it?
Well, this last Saturday I was at Community Action Agency teaching the MISHDA first-time homebuyer class, whatever. And everybody thinks that the title company just does closings. That's the after fact. We do the research. We go to the Register of Deeds to tell you who owns it. We go to the Treasurer's Office to tell you the taxes are paid. We look for easements. We look for right-of-ways. We look for liens. We check for mortgages. So we do all the research. We double-check the legal description. So when you walk out of there, nobody's going to knock on your door and say, I didn't get paid or
Right.
whatever. So that's a lot of work. And everybody thinks that, gee, let's schedule a closing, and they forget somebody's got to do the research.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
That's,
sure.
you
Yeah,
know.
the buyers and sellers, where do they think all the papers come from?
Yeah.
You know?
Well, let's go back 35 years ago. We didn't do a majority of the closings.
Really?
The banks did their own closings.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And part of the evolution of having the title company do the closing is, as the market went up and down and you had to hire people and lay people off, well, we had a closing department.
Yeah.
And the bank said, and the savings and loans and the credit unions go, okay, we're going to have you do it because then we know the mortgage got paid off and we don't have to wait for a discharge. There's a lot of dynamics there to where we have evolved into that. But 35 years ago, the bank.
You've got Ron's favorite saying, you have so many, but my favorite one is, the women are in charge.
They are.
So Bob Newman and Ron Ellison, have this beautiful ship filled with incredible, strong, brilliant women that kind of make everything work, and I
Right.
think they deserve a big shout out.
Well, they do, but we got to give Bob Newman a little bit of credit too.
He is my Sandy Simmons, is your Bob Newman.
I don't think I know him.
He's much more, just kind of in the back, nicest guy you'll ever meet, crazy smart,
Yes.
go-getter, digs in, does all the research, but he's quieter, just a little more laid back.
Not everybody can be
Not everyone.
maybe outspoken, I don't know. But yeah, Bob just behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And, he showed up this morning and he's sitting at his desk,
Churning and
just doing
burning.
his
How much of your job is educating people, educating buyers, educating sellers?
And Jennifer's.
Just in general.
I guess what I'm going to say is, in my mind, 85 to 90%, because things today are different than they were 30 years ago. And whether it's farmland or whether it's commercial property and zoning issues, I'm always trying to, and there are times that I have to pick up the phone and ask somebody.
Yeah.
I got a phone call at 7:38 this morning, a voicemail, and this nice elderly woman has some issues with her condo association, and I got to give her direction. So I'm constantly, because the more people learn, the easier my job is.
Yeah.
And that's conversations we have all the time.
Yes.
So how was 2022? Pretty good?
Oh, it was very good. I mean, it had challenges. We still have a little bit of COVID hangover.
Yeah.
Occasionally, I still have to put my coat on and go outside and do a closing because
Sure.
people don't want to come in. Some people don't want to be in the same room.
Right.
But when you look statistically, it was one of the best years we've ever had.
Nice.
And we keep hearing there's not enough inventory,
Yeah.
and that's going to be there for a while.
Yep, it is.
Yeah.
So how did things change for you? Because what I'm hearing from a lot of people in the financial industry is that a lot of the refis kind of came to a screeching halt. Do you guys do a lot in the refi world?
Oh, sure we do. And it's kind of funny when I do a refi now and I see somebody paying 6.5% interest, I want to slap them and say, "Where have you been?"
Yeah, why didn't you
'Cause
refi
you
during
missed
the
boat,
pandemic?
Yeah.
And so I look at that. So the refis have tapered off. The people that are refiing are the ones that needed to pay off credit card debt or a divorce situation or whatever.
Yeah.
So the refi boom is gone. The other thing, when you talk about an inventory situation, look how many people the last 4 to 5 years have refied or bought at 2.5, 3, or 3.5. They're not going anywhere for a little bit.
No, because they don't want to lose that affordability and the interest
But
rate.
it's still, don't cry wolf, because there's still people out there that have to buy and have to sell.
Yeah.
And I said this on a radio show, the good agents are going to do okay.
Yeah.
We're going to be okay. And again, this is a cycle. 20 years ago, 25 years ago, 6% was pretty damn good.
Oh, yeah.
When I got in the market or got in the business, 16, 17%. And when rates got under 10%, we thought it was wonderful.
Yeah.
So you got to adapt.
You know what's interesting is even back to 15 and 16, rates were really, 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 really low. So people had 7 years of basically fool's gold, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so we have to adapt to how we spend. I mean, what's our priority? And housing's a big priority.
It should be.
For sure.
It better be,
Yeah. We need
Because,
it to be.
because look at rent.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
it's insane.
it's so the sky is not falling.
How about our market? We've talked about this. Our market in Jackson compared to other areas. We're different.
Well, we've always been different. We've always been more affordable. We're always convenient to Lansing, to Ann Arbor, to Battle Creek. But the one dynamic I've seen over the last 2 years, the markets around us don't have inventory either, and the out-of-town agents that are coming here, it's surprising how many agents from not just Ann Arbor, Plymouth,
Metro Detroit.
Metro
big time.
Detroit. I mean, it's
They've outpriced themselves, and there's not enough inventory.
And you're starting to see some potential developments as you head from Metro down to Jackson off 94, and I think you saw it with Chelsea and Grass Lake, and people have to move outside where they can afford the property.
That's true. So I mean, this has always been an attractive market.
Yep.
And, you know, let's go up and down the street.
Yeah.
Look how much more we have to offer today.
Exactly.
You know, I probably told this story before, but I've got friends in Manchester that ended up in Jackson one night, and I got a text going, damn, this is fun. I
Yeah.
mean, you know, there's a lot to do here.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, you've always believed in downtown Jackson and the opportunities here. How long has American Title been right here in Jackson?
Over 40 years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's amazing.
Downtown. And so, you know, I joke that 25 years ago at 5 o'clock on Friday, we could shoot a gun up and down and you wouldn't hit anybody. But and I love to hear people complain about parking. I love it.
I know it.
I know I do too. You know, we have a new parking lot for the city.
I heard.
Yeah.
Let's throw that picture. Do we have that picture?
Yeah.
A new parking lot. Okay, so the city of Jackson has designated this parking lot for downtown employees.
Yep.
You know, Ron, have you ever been to Chicago and had to walk a block or two to get to your destination? Did you complain to the Chicago folks about the walking?
Yeah, that's what's amazing is if somebody complains about that, they're
So that's cool. Very cool.
and that's free parking, isn't
Yes,
it?
it
Yes.
is. Yeah, no stickers, no permits.
Yeah.
You just, if you work downtown, you can park there.
I'm going to say that's 3 blocks from my office, and you
Yeah.
know, God forbid if I told my employees they had to park there,
Oh,
I'd
can
have a
you imagine?
revolt.
Yeah, you would.
Yeah,
So,
no.
yeah. No, it's a great thing.
It is.
awesome.
It is. I feel like Jackson's continues to reinvest in itself, and you've always been so involved in the community and all of the events and really
Right.
fostering good things down here. What was it about Jackson that you just knew it was going to be a safe bet?
Well, it's a different community. I mean, the people here, I think they care about the community, and they're vested in the community. You know, for the longest time, I lived in Manchester, and I had that Washtenaw County influence. But I love Jackson, and I love the community involvement. And you've probably heard me say this. If you told me that I had to take my skills and move to Ann Arbor and be the title guy in Ann Arbor, I would retire because this is a very friendly town. It's a user-friendly town. And you know, this town, the whole community's been great to us. So would I, if I had to work in an Ann Arbor, I'm out of here. I'm done. I'd be at the farm every day.
Yeah.
We're certainly glad you're here.
Thank you.
For
Yes.
sure. Thanks
Very good.
thanks for all you've done for this community.
You're
and
welcome.
Appreciate you being here, and please tell your granddaughter Anna from the neighborhood I said hello.
I saw Anna playing basketball Saturday morning, so thank you. I will do that.
Ron Ellison from American Title. More of the morning show right after this quick break.